Our objective for this lesson is to determine the conditions that make a quadrilateral a parallelogram. Let's have a quick activity. What do you think? Put a check mark under the appropriate column. Is a square a parallelogram or not a parallelogram? It is a parallelogram. How about a rectangle? It is also a parallelogram. How about trapezoid? Trapezoid is not a parallelogram. Rhombus. This is parallelogram. And kite is not a parallelogram. Before we dig deeper into parallelogram, let us discuss first quadrilateral and its parts. A quadrilateral has four vertices. I have here vertices A, B, C, and D. A quadrilateral also has four sides. Side AB, side BC, side CD, and side DA. Side AB and side CD, as well as side AD and side BC, are opposite sides. Side AB and side BC, side BC and side CD, side CD and side DA, side DA and side AB are called adjacent sides. A quadrilateral also has four angles. I have here angle A, angle B, angle C, and angle D. Angle A and angle C, as well as angle B and angle D, are opposite angles, while angle A and angle B, angle B and angle C, angle C and angle D, and angle D and angle A are adjacent angles. A quadrilateral is a four-sided polygon. Here are some more important things about quadrilateral. So far, we have learned that a quadrilateral is a four-sided polygon. When writing, the symbol for quadrilateral is this one. A quadrilateral is named using consecutive vertices. For instance, this quadrilateral. This is quadrilateral CARE, quadrilateral AREC, quadrilateral RECA, quadrilateral ECAR. We can go counterclockwise. Quadrilateral CERA, quadrilateral ERAC, quadrilateral RACE, and quadrilateral ACER. Also, a quadrilateral has two diagonals. Line segment CR or RC and line segment AE or EA are called diagonals. Here is a diagram for family of quadrilaterals. A quadrilateral can be classified into number of parallel sides. We have here no pair of parallel sides. We have here one pair of parallel sides. And we have here two pairs of parallel sides. Since the focus of our discussion is to determine the conditions that make a quadrilateral a parallelogram, I am going to discuss the properties of parallelogram as well as the special parallelograms. Let us start with a parallelogram per se. This is a parallelogram. It is a quadrilateral with two pairs of parallel sides. This side is parallel to this side, and this side is parallel to this side. Property 1 of parallelogram, opposite sides are congruent. This means this side is congruent with this side, while this side is congruent with this side. Notice the number of tick marks. Those having the same number of tick marks like these two are the congruent sides. Two tick marks here and two tick marks here, meaning these sides are congruent. Property number 2, opposite angles are congruent. These are opposite angles. They are congruent. These two are also opposite angles. They are also congruent. Property number 3, adjacent angles are supplementary. These two angles here are adjacent, meaning their measures is supplementary, equals 180 degrees. Another example of adjacent angles are these two. So the measure of their angles is equal to 180 degrees. Property number 4, diagonals bisect each other. We have here two diagonals and they bisect each other. These two are congruent, meaning same measure from this vertex up to this point and from this point up to this vertex, while these two parts here are also congruent. And property number 5, diagonals form two congruent triangles. We have here the first triangle and another triangle. Here are the two triangles that are congruent. The first special parallelogram is the rectangle. Here is a rectangle. Opposite sides are parallel. These sides and these sides. Opposite sides are congruent. These sides are congruent. These two are congruent. Opposite angles are congruent. These angles are congruent. These angles are congruent. Adjacent angles are supplementary. These two are adjacent angles, so they are supplementary. These two are adjacent angles too, also supplementary. Diagonals bisect each other. So we have two diagonals and they bisect each other. And in rectangle, all bisected diagonals are congruent, meaning from this vertex up to this point, from this vertex up to this point, from this vertex up to this point, and from this vertex up to this point, these line segments here are all congruent. Next one, diagonals form two congruent triangles. We have here the first one and the another triangle. So you will notice that all these properties are properties of a parallelogram that we discussed a while ago. Here is rectangle theorem number 1. If a parallelogram has a right angle, then it has 4 right angles. So if this is a right angle, then the rest of the 3 angles are also right angles. Rectangle theorem number 2. Diagonals are congruent. This diagonal is congruent with this diagonal. The second special parallelogram is the rhombus. This is a rhombus. Again, for the properties, opposite sides are parallel. These sides are parallel. These sides are parallel. Opposite sides are congruent. These two sides are congruent, while these two sides are congruent. Notice that I have also one tick mark on these sides, meaning to say all of the sides of a rhombus are congruent. Next one, opposite angles are congruent. These two angles here are opposite, they are congruent. Same thing with these opposite angles here, they are congruent. Next one, adjacent angles are supplementary. These two angles are adjacent, therefore their sum is 180 degrees. They are supplementary angles. These two are also adjacent angles, therefore their sum is also 180 degrees, supplementary angles. Another one, diagonals bisect each other. So we have here our two diagonals that bisect each other. These two are congruent, while these two are also congruent. But, unlike the rectangle, the measurement of bisected diagonals are not all congruent. And last property of parallelogram, diagonals form two congruent triangles. So we have here the first triangle and another triangle. Now, for the theorem under rhombus, number 1. Diagonals bisect opposite angles. So this diagonal here bisect these angles. Meaning to say, the measure of this angle is the same with this angle. Same thing with here. The measure of this angle is the same with this angle. Notice they all have one tick mark. So this diagonal also bisect these angles into two congruent measures. So this angle is congruent with this one with the same measure here at the opposite angle. Rhombus theorem number 2, diagonals are perpendicular. So here at the intersection of the diagonals, they form 90 degrees on each corner. And rhombus theorem number 3, all sides are congruent. As mentioned earlier, they all have one tick mark on all sides, meaning all sides are congruent. The last special parallelogram is the square. This is a square. Again, the properties of parallelogram are 1. Opposite sides are parallel. These sides are parallel. These sides are parallel. Next, opposite sides are congruent. These sides are congruent. These sides are also congruent. Just like in rhombus that has one tick mark on each side, it means that the measurement of all sides are congruent. Next one, opposite angles are congruent. These are opposite angles and they are congruent. These two are opposite angles and they are congruent. Next one, adjacent angles are supplementary. These two are adjacent, they are supplementary. These two are also adjacent, they are supplementary. Next one, diagonals bisect each other. So we have here our two diagonals that bisect each other. And like in rectangle, the diagonals of a square are congruent. So the bisected diagonals are also congruent. And the last property of a parallelogram, diagonals form two congruent triangles. We have here the first triangle and another triangle. Now, for additional properties, diagonals of a square are congruent. So these diagonals here are congruent. Next one, all angles are 90 degrees. So this property is from the rectangle. So all angles are 90 degrees. Next property, diagonals are perpendicular. So this property came from the rhombus. Diagonals are perpendicular. And for the last additional property, all sides are congruent. Also came from the rhombus. All sides are congruent. Now, let's have an activity. Be specific. Given the following figures, we are going to determine the most specific and appropriate name for these four figures here. This one is a rectangle. This one is a parallelogram. This one is a rhombus, also known as a tilted square. While the last one here is a square. Let us do extra challenge. Let us identify if the statement is true or false. Number 1, every quadrilateral is a square. This is false. Number 2, every square is a parallelogram. Yes, it is true. All squares are parallelograms. Next one, every parallelogram is a rectangle. This is false. We also have rhombus. We also have square. Number 4, all parallelograms are quadrilateral. All parallelograms are four-sided polygons. Therefore, they are all quadrilateral. This is true. Next one, a rhombus is a regular quadrilateral. A regular quadrilateral means all angles are congruent and also all sides are congruent. And this is not true for a rhombus, so it is false. Number 6, the bases of a trapezoid are congruent. Although we did not discuss this yet, but you have seen in the picture a while ago that the bases of a trapezoid are not congruent. So this is false. Next one, diagonals of every parallelogram are congruent. This is false. This is only true for rectangle and square. Number 8, diagonals of parallelogram bisect opposite angles. And yes, this is true. Next one, a regular quadrilateral is both equiangular and equilateral. As mentioned a while ago, a regular quadrilateral means all angles are congruent and all sides are congruent. So this is true. And last one, a rhombus is a quadrilateral whose four angles are congruent. This is false. For the summary, here are the conditions for a quadrilateral to be a parallelogram. Take time to understand this. Now, it is time to check your understanding. Pause this video for more time. Let us determine if the following statements are always, sometimes, or never. Number 1, rectangles are squares. This is sometimes. Not all rectangles are squares, but all squares are rectangles. So the answer for number 2 is always. Number 3, trapezoid is a parallelogram. This is never, because a parallelogram should have two pairs of parallel sides, and a trapezoid only has one. Number 4, all squares are parallelograms. Yes, this is always. Number 5, all parallelograms are squares. Never, not all. Number 6, a parallelogram is a quadrilateral. Of course, this is always, because a parallelogram is a four-sided polygon. Number 7, an equiangular rhombus is a square. This is always. If the rhombus has four congruent angles, then it becomes a square. Next one, the diagonals of rhombus are equal. This is sometimes. Number 8, an equilateral parallelogram is equiangular. Also, sometimes. Number 10, diagonals of a parallelogram form two congruent triangles. This is the last property of a parallelogram, so our answer is always. Gets? Our next lesson is solving for missing measures of angles, sides, and other quantities involving parallelograms.